This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie for your Wednesday podcast. Today we're talking about celebrating too early. And there'd be so many of these stories of people thinking that they've won the lotto. Then they look at it properly and go, one number short.
Could you imagine? And you've rung everyone.
Oh my gosh, they're my numbers. That's my birthday. That's Mum's birthday.
Yes.
I've got it. I finally got it.
Meet me at the bar. We're on.
I've got an amazing story of a fishing competition in the millions. Like, where are they getting money for fishing competitions worth $5 million?
Great question. That's a lot of sponsorship.
It is sponsorship, is it?
These guys had thought they'd won it. By a mile, they were ringing everybody, and you've got to hear what actually happened.
Tight lines.
That's coming up in the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Kate, I was thinking of you when I read this story.
What is it about?
Interesting. And normally Fitzy does the death gear on this show. He does dying stuff on this show. Like, they're his stories.
Well, I'm fascinated, and we'll get it out of you at some stage, Kate, but I think we start organising your funeral.
Well,
I think people should be organised, where you tell us what song you would like played. Maybe it could be a performance, Knowlesy could perform at yours or whatever.
Shannon Knoll.
Yeah, but,
Can I have a bigger pool to choose from?
I don't know.
I love Knowlesy.
Where would you like your ashes spread? That's the other thing as well. These are the things we need to talk about.
Very deep.
Probably Summer Bay, I would have thought.
Would it be
Palm
the
Beach.
Lifesaving Club?
Yeah, it would definitely be.
At Palm
It would
Beach.
definitely be outside the kiosk.
Outside the kiosk there, yeah. No, this is interesting because I didn't realise gravestones... this woman has found out that it's quite a popular thing to actually put your favourite recipe on your gravestone. Oh. So she has cooked, quite recently, 23 recipes that she's found on gravestones.
I've never heard of this.
Yep, so you might say Kate Ritchie, when she was born, 1972, and then...
Tuna Mornay.
And then...
78.
78, and then it'll say tuna mornay.
Yeah.
And it'll have how you made that tuna mornay.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be my recipe, by the way.
Key
Well,
is-
you wouldn't reveal your recipe.
Yeah.
No.
Lived a fruitful life.
Yep.
Key is to the stroganoff, bit of extra thickened cream.
Yep.
But how big
Or
are the
just a tip.
gravestones, though?
But gravestones, if you look at the standard one, which looks like, say, a paddleboard, a kickboard for the pool, something like that, there's enough room to get your engraver to put in, like, this woman here, Kathy, had a fudge recipe. Then Christmas cookies, Maxine had that.
But why?
Wow.
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
This you have to be buried. I don't think I'm going to be buried.
Well, you don't
So
have
how
to
do
be
you-
buried, no.
But
Because if it's
so
your
therefore,
ashes,
if
it might
you,
be a plaque,
yeah, a plaque is tiny.
Yeah. Well, it might just say, Katie loves soup.
It would never say that.
Did the Colonel list? And you could have a private lot for the Colonel
sure.
Sanders.
So he's never revealed the 11. Is it 11?
No,
Yeah, it's 11.
But
Secret
imagine
herbs
if
and
that got
spices.
out that it was on his tombstone somewhere, but no one knew where it was.
God.
It'd be the south of Mississippi or something. He was a southerner, wasn't he?
I've got no idea.
Very racist
Graceland.
man, I heard.
I don't know. I don't know whether he had.
Hey, have you ever? I know this has got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Then please take over.
But you know the KFC logo.
Yes.
Yep.
When you look at it, have you ever? Can you bring it up somewhere?
Yeah,
you know the KFC logo.
And it looks like his body. It looks
It's
like a little
his
body.
little body, and
but
I
it's
can't
it's a
unsee it
ribbon.
now.
It's
his,
a ribbon.
you know,
It's
the
his
little
bow tie.
Yep, I know. But when you start looking at it, like it's his little arms and legs,
Yes.
you can't ever unsee it.
What, are we moving on from that?
I don't know.
Like, is that the out?
So
I
you're
like
winding
it.
him up.
But don't you not want to hear more
I
about
do
something?
actually want to hear more. It's right up my
To
alley.
be honest, it was a bit boring
What do
in
you
my
mean,
eyes.
guys?
Whatif.com helps Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, late checkout, and spa all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump on the What If app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Can I talk about Oasis? I love this band so much. And you know what? There's been talk of a reunion for so long.
It was really a moment in time, wasn't it?
Well,
Whenever you hear the music, you think, oh my God, take me back.
Blur just played Wembley Stadium.
Yep.
And it was chockers. There was about 80,000 people there. And they're talking about Oasis and how much money they can make if they get back. The thing is that the two brothers just still don't get along. And the latest is Noel Gallagher's and the High Flying Birds. That's his band.
Right.
Liam's out doing his own stuff. But
What's he doing?
Well, Liam...
Pottery?
No, Liam still makes a lot of money.
Does he?
Like,
But-
from touring.
Oh, right, so he's
Yeah.
still touring.
Yeah, he's got himself quite fit now, Liam. I don't think he parties
right.
as much as he did anymore.
So Noel's got the band, though.
Noel's got the band. No, well, yeah, but Liam's got a band, and they both play Oasis hits,
Yeah,
but
right.
they just don't do it together.
Right.
But Liam just brought out an album, and it went number one in the UK,
Okay.
so he still brings out number one albums. So Noel's got a gig in New York. He was performing at the Saratoga Performing Arts Centre. Someone's called in a bomb threat. The gig's been shut down, and now everyone's saying it might have been Liam.
I was going to say, I mean, if you want to have a crack at your brother and you want to stop him performing Oasis songs...
Can I just give... I want to give you a couple of stories about Liam Gallagher.
Okay.
I got two for you. And Noel tells one. I'll give you that one at the end. But I love this man so much. His idol, absolute idol, and is a god to Liam Gallagher is John Lennon.
Right.
And that's why he wears
Would
the
make
glasses.
sense.
He actually when you listen to him, turn it up, he sounds like John
Yeah,
Lennon.
the haircut, the whole look.
Inspired by the great man from the Beatles.
Yeah.
To the point where he's had a crack at Paul McCartney once because he loves John Lennon so much that he called Paul McCartney too nice. He's just too nice.
Yeah, right.
He ran into Paul McCartney just after he said that. And a journalist asked him, how is your relationship with Paul after you called him too nice? And he said, yeah, he's an absolute dream man. I've met him a few times. He said, the last time was at the Royal Albert Hall. He goes, Paul McCartney said to me, he goes, why are you always in a rush, Liam? Sit down, sit down. He said, sit down. He said, do you like margaritas? And Liam said, yeah, but I had something before I come out. I don't eat at this time of night. And Paul McCartney says, they're drinks, you idiots. I thought he was offering me a
Pizza. Just with the cheese. Just before I go on stage, I'm going to have a margarita pizza.
To the greatest musician of all time. This is another one, and this is my favourite story of all time. This is Noel Gallagher talking about his brother Liam.
Our kid's round at my house one night, and he opens the fridge, and there's a bottle of champagne in it with a fork in. And he said, what have you got a fork in the bottle of champagne for? And I said, well, it keeps it fresh. Does it? So yeah, it keeps it fresh. He's like, no way, that's amazing. About a week later, I went round to his house. He had a fork in a pint of milk.
Awesome. What a team.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The big wins, this is what I want to talk about. We've spoken about people winning lotto and stuff like that, people who were lucky. But, you know, everyone is always on the quest for that big win, that big payout. I don't know, whether you're into gambling, whether you're into lotto.
Yeah,
whether
I played last night, actually.
What, lotto?
I won nothing.
Oh, damn. How much was it worth?
20 mil, I think.
Bang.
One of the greatest stories was the guy that he had a workplace accident and he was in hospital. He was in a coma. He came out of a coma and didn't have much in his life, and he won a scratchy here in Australia. We've spoken about this guy before. This was years ago, Kate.
Yeah.
So he won a scratchy. I think it was around about $100,000, and the local news station rocked up and said, we want to do a story on you. This is amazing because you were about to die. And they said, as you, like, just for overlay, can you just scratch another scratchy for us? Have a listen to this.
When I was lying in hospital and thought, gee, I mightn't survive this, I'm only 37, and at 37 I've got so much to look forward to.
He didn't know it, but that included an engagement, a new job, the new car, and even more good luck when we asked Bill to reenact buying his scratchy ticket.
I just won 250,000. I'm not joking. You're not, are you? I just won 250,000. Please don't do this.
You have to. Give us a congratulations, Bill. How are you? Fantastic. Look.
Unfortunately, Bill was hit by a bus when he he won. So he reenacted and won another $250,000. Changed his life, Kate.
On the spot.
On the spot, went to Vegas and
Blew it all.
blew it all. No, but these are the story. Here's a story for you that's on the other side of that. So Ashley Blue Is that how you say his name? Because it's like cordon bleu.
Yeah, I would say that. Ask Tommy, he's the French guy.
Ashley Bleu?
Yeah, Bleu.
Okay.
Bleu.
He's 45 years of age. Now, there's a big fishing competition over in the States. It's called the Big Rock Tournament, right?
Here we go.
And he was in it with 270 other vessels. Now, the winning prize, right, if you can get a marlin that's over 500 pounds, you win $1.1 million. But the prize for catching the biggest marlin overall was $4.14 million.
That's huge.
So, look, if you get the biggest marlin, you're going to get the one over 500 pounds, you win over $5 million. He's been going into this comp for years. He had a couple of mates with him. One guy who was going through a divorce, he said, well, why don't you leave your wife and come and captain my boat? And another guy called Darren Cox, who was known as Scooter.
The big Cox.
So the boys were on there, and Scooter said, you know what, I've got a feeling there was one day left of the fishing competition. It went for a week. And Scooter said, I've got a feeling today at around about 2:30 we're going to lock on here.
Jeez.
And we're going to get ourselves a big marlin. 2:30 went by, nothing happened. 2 minutes later, they lock onto a marlin.
Wow, change of time.
So they're on. And now the rules with this fishing competition, Kate, is that there has to be footage, because everyone's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There has to be footage of you locking on and actually trying to pull this thing in, because...
So otherwise you could have gone to the shops and bought it.
This is the thing. Marlins...
Can I get 3 marlin, please, weighing over 500 pounds?
And marlins that size, they don't take a half an hour to pull in. They take hours and hours
and more
hours.
than one man, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So at 2:17 p.m, they lock on and they've got this marlin.
Wow.
The thing goes 300 metres down underneath, and then all of a sudden it stops. And what they reckon what happened is that the fish exerts so much pressure and stuff trying to get away that these fish can have a heart attack and they just die. So it's 300 metres down under the ocean. The next thing is you got to pull it up. They pull it up.
Even if it's past?
Even if it's past,
So you've
right?
still caught it.
But there are certain rules. They pull it up to the surface, they pull it in, and they go, oh my God, this is going to win us $5 million. This has changed our life. They're ringing family members, they're ringing friends, going, we've got the winning marlin. Be on the beach when we get in there. They get in there, and they tow it out, or they have to crane it out. It's that big to win
I've
the
seen
$5
the
million.
photos of things like that.
And one of the judges come over and go, mate, unfortunately, we're just going to have to check it out, but we think that there's a tiny shark bite at the base of the fin of the... Now, if a fish is being tampered with a shark, that means that you're not pulling out the full fish. It's a lighter fish.
Oh, give me a break.
So there is a rule in there that if it's been bitten by a shark and some of the weight has been taken off as you're reeling it in, you cannot win the $5 million.
But the weight of the fish would still be the weight of the fish. If that fish is still heavier than the runner-up, shark or no shark bite,
I agree,
aren't you still the winner?
I agree, because in actual fact, the original fish before the bite would weigh even more.
Yeah.
Under the rules, any fish that was mutilated during the battle would be disqualified.
Oh, my God.
They had to get other marine biologists in from
check
all,
whether it was a shark
all over
bite.
America. So this went on all night long, and in the next morning they announced that Sensation the boat, the catch was disqualified because of a tiny shark bite. They didn't win
imagine
the
if it
$5
was just a
million.
mutated marlin.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the thing. I'm sorry, that part of the fish never grew.
You would think that sharks,
Oh, my
they hang
gosh.
around boats for fishermen to be reeling them in all the time.
That is extraordinary.
Tyrone in Penrith. Hi, Tyrone.
How you going?
Yeah, good. Did you
Tyrone.
celebrate something a little bit too early?
Oh, yes, I definitely did. So, back in high school, we had a platinum award. Not many people get it. So we're sitting at assembly. Me being Tyrone, who never heard my name in school before.
Yeah.
So the award gets called. I stand up, get very excited, have the biggest smile on my face.
Yeah.
All my friends are cheering. Woo!
Yeah.
And then I see another fella stand up. There's a new Tyrone to the school. He's in year 7. He's just up the ward. There I am in year 11 thinking, yes, my time's finally come.
Tyrone hero. Tyrone's moment.
I'm Tyrone at one on, that's for sure.
Tyrone.
Just so embarrassing.
Oh, the Platinum
God,
Award.
you wouldn't think there'd be another Tyrone at the school.
You'd hope not.
You would have made his life hell after that Tyrone, the second Tyrone.
Oh, no, I had to go congratulate him, you know.
Yeah,
well
be the
done,
bigger man.
Do you know any other Tyrones outside of that one?
No, actually.
No, Tyrone, it's a beautiful name, mate. Thank you very much for your call. Hey, do you know what, Tommy? Can we give Tyrone a double to the Origin?
Oh, you bet.
Do you want to go to Origin tonight, Tyrone?
Oh, yes, what?
You've got a double.
Yes.
You got a double tonight, Game 3 at Core Stadium. Go and support the Blues.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'd love to hear from people if you've been scammed or ripped off, pickpocketed. That's the big one in Europe. Everyone seems to be in Europe at the moment.
Oh, I know.
But
I was just looking at photos then
to die
again.
for, weren't we? Aperol Spritz, anyone?
You've got to be really careful because pickpockets are massive over there. The big one at the moment they're saying is the metro turnstile. So when you go to get on public transport, when you go through the turnstile, they hang around the turnstiles, they follow you in, and when you feel the metal sort of poles going through the turnstile, that's when they grab. Because you feel something around the front and the back.
But you just think it's that.
They can get your wallet or your phone from the back and bang, they're gone.
Do you know, it's got to a point on email where I'm almost too nervous to open 90% of emails because I don't know whether they're a hack or a scam. And services which are saying you need to pay this now or this won't continue, whether it's a subscription or whatever it might be, I just don't know what to believe anymore.
The other one is the bird poo one. So they have someone up on a first level of a hotel. This is in a busy area, Kate, and people are dropping yogurt or things. So they work together. They drop it on people. They feel it. Then someone comes in and goes, oh, my gosh, you've just been hit by bird poo. And as they go to clean, I'll help you out. As they're cleaning it off, they're filtering through their handbags and their wallets and getting phones. And it's full on.
A hell of a lot of accuracy required to drop some yogurt from a few floors up down onto someone's jacket, isn't it?
But I guess when desperation is driving it, you can learn new skills.
But it lands on your shoulder and you go, is it passion fruit?
Gee, I'd love to.
Passion fruit bird poo?
Yeah. 13 24 10 if you have been scammed, ripped off or pickpocketed.
Bronte had that when she was in London just recently for the King's coronation.
Yeah.
She was standing on the metro and she put her phone in her pocket, went to get it out of her pocket a second later and it was already gone. Someone had walked past, bumped by her, nicked the phone, and she went to the police and they said, look, so many phones are stolen in London. The big one that they said to watch out for is people standing at a crosswalk waiting to cross the road.
Yes.
They'll be on their phone and people will ride by on a push bike.
Yes, I've seen that.
And just rip it out of their hand and
keep
gone.
going.
Which is why they encourage, if you're going to Europe or London, have the little dongle on the back of your phone.
So you hold onto it.
That you hold your phone that way because people are ripping it out riding past.
Wow.
It's happening here in Australia as well. So this is the big one that's happening at the moment. And a Melbourne man has put up a video warning people. So he was driving his car with his girlfriend late at night. This is down in Melbourne. And he saw a woman outside of her car. Front door was open and she's screaming in pain, Kate, help me, help me. And his girlfriend was like, pull the car over and go and help her. He's pulled his car over right next to her and she's going, please, can you help me? I'm dying. And the guy had heard about this scam before. So he was in the car and he said to his girlfriend, I'm not getting out of the car. You're not either. I'll ring the police and the police can help her.
Yes.
Or the ambulance if she's dying.
Yeah.
Now, what happened, they looked into the bushes and there was a guy hiding behind a tree. Now, this has been happening regularly where someone will say, I'm in a lot of pain. You'll get out to help them. Yeah. Someone will come in and carjack your car, just jump straight into your car and
drive
take
off
with it.
because your keys will still be in it. You're in a hurry to help the person on the side of the road.
That's got to be the worst type, doesn't it? Pretending that you're physically injured to then steal from somebody.
Well, I think it's hard because, I mean, a lot of people will say,
Yep.
Never stop to help someone because of things like this. But then on the other hand, there are people that need help and they're yelling for... Well, but that I know exactly right. But there have been lots of tragic stories too over the years when somebody has stepped in to help someone and it hasn't worked out well for the hero.
Call the ambulance. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
There's a girl dying on the road. Well, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm just an idiot on a microphone.
Give her a Gladiator Running Club
Well,
cigarette.
we did that once after a guy was in a car accident, and that cheered him up. He put a smile back on his face.
13 24 10. Nat and Camden, you got scammed online, Nat.
Yeah, but it didn't have the tragic ending that Kate was talking about. I was ordering some clothes, and I thought what I thought was a Decuba outlet.
Yep.
And so I'd ordered a jacket and 2 blouses for work, thinking, oh, this is an absolute bargain. But then when the receipt came through, it definitely wasn't Decuba.
Yeah.
However, a couple of weeks later, I get this tiny little package in my letterbox. So it's like 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres kind of size.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's not big enough for a jacket and 2 blouses.
Yeah.
And inside was quite a beautiful Vera Wang copy ring. And so it's got little... I don't know, cubic zirconias and
it was a rip-off.
Yeah, but it's a rip-off, but it's a beautiful rip-off.
But they go to the effort to at least send you something, Nat.
They sent me something, so I was like, well, I'll take it.
Did you see the guy the other day? He had his life savings, right? Him and his wife had saved up $300,000. And he then got onto this website. He thought, I want to invest the money, I want to grow the money. Got onto a website and looked at some different funds he could put the money into. Then spoke to 2 people with Australian accents that he thought he could trust and know, and then he sent the money through.
Well, you can't trust someone you've only just met.
No, you cannot. So it wasn't until he sat down with his wife and he said, honey, I've made the call, I've invested the money. Can you believe it? They're returning 13%.
And Decuba jackets.
And a Decuba jacket. And he said, the minute I said 13%, I thought... Absolutely no way. Nowhere returns 13%.
You could get 20%
Oh,
for
that
some
just
of your
makes
old
me feel
high school
sick.
mates.
Well, I'd be getting 25, yeah. And it was gone, Kate. Like their life savings of $300,000 gone.
That's horrible.
That is heartbreaking. What sort of pig rips off someone's hard work?
Yeah,
Makes me furious. I've said it, mate. I'll call it out any day of the week.
Settle down. Go get another coffee.
I've said it.
Go get another coffee and come back
Or go and
halfway
get
through
a
the break.
peppermint tea or chamomile.
I'm furious.
For a change.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Well, it's a 2019 Subaru Impreza. It's done 44,000 Ks. It's Kate Ritchie's and it could be...
Now,
This is big.
in a massive radio exclusive, you can win Kate Ritchie's car.
Jump in my car.
It's Nova's Impreza for Kate Ritchie's Impreza.
I love this.
That don't impress me much.
I think we need to clarify a little something.
Are you jumping in and being a bit of a Debbie Downer?
No, I'm not. You were a great host on Australia's Got Talent. I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
And that's what I want people to do. They need to be able to do something entertaining to impress you to win an Impreza. The guy that called before saying, I'd like to take you to a winery in my own chopper.
I mean, that is impressive.
But
what are you talking about?
He's not winning. He's not trying to win your heart. He's trying to win your car.
He's not winning me.
No, he's not winning you.
Oh, it's the car.
It's the car. So we just got to be clear on that.
Okay, we need verification as well. So yesterday Charlotte rang in. She said, I can actually...
Something like a duck through her saliva glands?
Saliva glands, okay? So have we got more audio on this? She can actually talk and make duck noises. This is Charlotte.
Hi Kate, this is Charlotte from this morning. I hope that I can Impreza you with my duck voice. Okay. And as mentioned, I can also talk while I do it. So I'm a huge Home and Away fan, so I'd really love to win Sally Fletcher's Subaru. I hope that impresses you.
That's not bad.
That was better than on the phone.
It was much better than on the phone, and she's absolutely stroked my ego and impressed me.
That means she's through.
She's a finalist.
Is she in the running?
She's in the running.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Charlotte, welcome.
Okay, I do think we're doing a bit of a change today. I think our calls this morning are a bit more story based. I'd love to get to them.
Okay, Jason Engadine, you need to impress Kate Ritchie. Take it away.
Good morning, Kate and boys. I hope you're both all well. So, as it stands, back in the day, my great-grandfather playing poker in the local establishment, and the young guy who sits down at the table is Ned Kelly. So he actually plays poker with Ned Kelly, but what tops it all off is he actually wins his watch off him, which is the bet that Ned Kelly placed in the game.
Oh, so he won a watch off Ned Kelly. He beat them.
He beat him, and
Does he
that's
still
what
have
put
the
up as
watch,
his stake.
Jace?
Look, I've never actually seen it. My grandmother's now passed it. They've all passed away because if we still had it, we actually planned to give it back to the Kelly Foundation. But it's something that's just gone missing during the time.
This is up to you. Does that impress you?
No, well, it impresses me if it's true.
You need validation.
But is it true? So let's go to Vanessa in Mudgee.
Ooh, okay, Ness, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what's your story?
Hello, guys.
Hello.
I'm so excited.
What's the story, Vanessa?
I was back in 1987. I was hitchhiking by myself when Wolf Creek was happening.
Yes.
I was in Karratha hitched to Broome, and I was by myself, 20 years old, and I knew what was going on at the time, but it was all about love. I had to get to my husband.
Yeah.
He was my boyfriend at the time, so I hitched 2,500 Ks.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wolf Creek was hunting people.
Who?
He was the Wolf Creek murderer.
Ivan Milat.
Are you talking about?
What's not Ivan Milat?
Oh, the guy that the movie was based on.
Yes, he's an Aussie guy and he was hunting tourists.
Right, and he picked you up, Vanessa.
No, he didn't pick me up. I hitched 2,500 Ks, so I got dropped off at Fitzroy Crossing.
Yeah.
By myself, with 5 other hitchhikers. I knew this was going on, but I just had to put it aside and just get to my husband, and I hitched to... So I got dropped off at Fitzroy.
Yep.
And then got picked up and dropped off at Lake Argyle. My husband...
Look, I'll jump in, Vanessa. There's a hell of a lot of detail, and I'll tell you what, it's certainly a map to go down. But, gee, there's a lot going on there. She survived, obviously, and had nothing to do with anybody that murdered anybody.
Well, more of a stupid move. I mean, hitchhiking around the time when people were going missing.
Yeah, but you've got to get to your husband.
It's
your
courageous.
Husband to be, but it doesn't impress me much.
I don't know how many people you've told, Vanessa, but I don't think anyone would be impressed.
Come on. It's an impressive chat, but I'm not sure it's worth the new old car, old new car.
A new car to you, Vanessa.
Let's go to Emily in Tamil. Hi, Em.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
Right.
Give us
what
a story.
do you got? Come on, Emily.
So, my dad's best mate was actually Bon Scott from AC/DC.
Oh, he was best mates with Bon.
Yes, yeah. So my dad owned a motorbike shop in Sydney City in the 70s.
Yep.
And Bon walked in one day drunk, said, I just want to buy a big motorbike.
Yeah.
And Dad said, well, bugger off, mate. I can't sell you a motorbike in that condition.
Yeah.
Come back next week. And they just become friends ever since.
Wow. So, can you, Emily, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so as much as it's my dad's story that he was best mates with Bon Scott, not a lot of 23-year-olds, because like I said, I'm 23, can say that their dad was best mates with one of the biggest rock artists, especially when he died 43 years ago. So.
Okay, so Tommy's just shown us a photo, Bon with your dad. Is that correct, Em?
Yes. So those photos were taken right before Bon went to go over to England, Japan, and he actually got stopped at the border and said, no, you can't come in because you've got a marijuana thing on your name.
Yep. Yeah, it's had.
And then so my dad and him ended up having a bender until he could get into the country. So.
All right. And that's when he vomited in the car and died, isn't it?
Okay. Well, look, it's very hard. It's very hard sitting between two very different people, Fitzy and Whipper.
Yes.
I absolutely know Fitzy wants me to put the Bon Scott woman through because that's an impressive story to Fitzy.
Yes.
Whipper couldn't care less, and he wants the standard of acts to get
wanted
better.
Like a bit of spaghetti going from someone's nostril and coming out their ear, or someone playing the xylophone on their testicles or something.
Well, can we do that tomorrow? But for now, put Emily into the draw for my new impressor.
Emily.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
You're in the running. Okay, so that's we've got Julie now as well. She met Queen back in 1985.
There's a music theme.
There
here.
is a music
Come
theme,
on,
but-
guys. I want to
Not
hear some
impressed.
good stuff. You're not impressed.
By anyone.
And I'm going to have to get more tough. I mean, I'm warming up.
Like someone do a fart under your armpit or something. You know, one of those ones.
Is that what you're looking for?
Do a song like that, or I don't know.
Really?
Swing from a curtain, or do some acrobatics or something.
Pole dancing.
I'm not fussed, Kate.
You want pole dancing
If you
in the
want
studio?
pole Tom.
I didn't say that.
Kate said pole
I
dancing.
can't pole dance for you guys.
Not you.
Oh.
No, not you, Tim.
Oh, okay.
Your pole dancing days are over.
You've hung up the pole, haven't you?
What days they were.
13 24 10 if you've got a party trick or you can impress Kate,
Come
or
on.
you can register on the Nova Play. You can do it that way as
Remember
well.
the
We could
girl,
get back in.
Tom? Sorry, Fitz.
Not much time.
A girl called the show a while ago. She had a tail.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's not going to win it.
Give
That
us something
won't win it.
But it
interesting.
might. I mean, what if it
She
impresses
had a
me?
tail, like a 9 centimetre.
No, it was a movie. It was Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that was the...
No, she had a 9
Tommy.
centimetre bit of
That's
skin
awful.
hanging off her tailbone. She had a tail like
You've
a
been
dog.
chasing tail your whole life,
She
haven't you,
could
mate?
bag it too when she got excited.
Okay, go onto the Nova Player app, register there.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What are the chances?
I'm going to send you family pass to the Sydney Zoo. We got some Fitzy and Whipper merchandise as well. Bottle of Double Chin Gin, thanks to Australian Distilling Co. But Gabby's going to kick it off from Forestville. What do you got, Gab?
Hey guys, I am surrounded on all sides by Pauls.
Pauls.
So-
In your house, Gab.
Oh, more than that. So my partner's a Paul.
Yep.
My dad's a Paul.
Yep.
My mum's dad is a Paul.
Is your mum a Pauline?
My boss is a Paul.
Really?
Your boss is a Paul.
Yep. And I just picked up a thesis. I'm doing a master's, and guess what my thesis supervisor's name is?
Paul.
You are
That's
kidding me.
extraordinary.
No way.
So you must meet people and think, don't introduce yourself, you must be a Paul.
It's not just your side of the family, though, Gab. It's your husband's side of the family as well. There's Pauls everywhere.
Absolutely. It makes it easy to remember names, though.
I was going to say that. Is this more about you, though, that everyone in your life has got together and said, Gabby's memory's really bad, so just tell her your name is Paul.
Like George Foreman, calling all his kids George.
Gabby, have you got kids?
No kids, not yet.
Have you? Would you consider calling a son Paul?
And Pauline.
Oh, yeah, and Pauline.
Yeah, absolutely. If we go down that route, then yeah, let's do it. Let's go name them all Paul.
Good on you, Gab. Good start.
Paul, the other one, Gab. That's classic. Chris in Rouse Hill. What are the chances, Chris?
Oh, good morning, guys. My story is about my first ever girlfriend, my high school sweetheart, and I bumped into her probably about 20 years later, and we were just having a chat, and I can't explain it, but it didn't take long for us to figure out that we had both just recently had a child, and we had both had a daughter, both the same age, and they both had the same name.
Hey, Chris, can I ask, did you discuss with her at any stage having children?
Oh, no, we
Probably
were
not.
yeah,
You were
we
too
were kids, very young,
But I
yeah.
thought, you know, maybe you
God, that's
fantasised
way
and-
too early. What, at 15?
No,
Let's
but you might
kids
have gone.
together. You
No,
serious?
you might have gone. If we got married one day,
When we grow up
yeah,
and
let's
have kids.
let's call our daughter Katie.
Chris has 30 seconds on the radio and you ask a question like that.
Sorry, Chris.
Far out. Vanessa in Windsor, what are the chances?
Hi guys. So my life growing up was a bit like The Bold and the Beautiful. My mum dated my maths teacher while I was still at school, and my ex-husband knocked up our daughter's daycare teacher.
Busy family. And then you just looked into each other's eyes for a really long time before throwing to an ad.
I love how she emphasised my ex-husband.
How did you find out that he had jumped in there?
Well, it made parent-teacher nights fun.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
At the
goodness,
daycare
Vanessa.
centre?
Like, of all the people.
I mean, we're always grateful for caring for kids, but not like that.
No, Claudia
Don't you
in
know?
Penrith. Hi, Claude.
Hello, how are you?
Good. What are the chances? What's the story?
So, when I first started dancing only 4 years ago, roughly, maybe 5, my dance teacher was actually an auntie of my primary school best friend that I hadn't seen in about 9 years.
Yeah.
And she moved to Queensland.
Yep.
So I actually had no idea that she was her auntie. I only found out because I added her on Facebook, and they had the same surname.
Gotcha.
And then I asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, that's my niece." And I said, "I was best friends with her for 6 years in primary school and haven't seen her in almost 9 years."
That's pretty boring.
What are the
come
chances?
on,
You can't say.
What are the chances that story got through?
Well, it would have been better if it was her best friend and she didn't recognise her.
Say that
Who
to
put that caller through, Tom?
I thought Claudia was fantastic, and thanks for listening, Claudia,
Yeah, thank
every
you for
single
calling
morning.
and
Never
supporting
call
the
again,
show.
Claudia.
I agree with Whip. She snuck in on that one. Brooke in Penrith, what are the chances, Brooke?
Hi. So quite a few years ago, I went on a holiday to visit my family in England. My uncle is part of the men's club, the Masons over there, which is quite big.
Yeah.
And they put on a big ball. So we went and stayed in Cambridge, and we found out that Steven Seagal was staying in the same hotel as us.
Yes.
He was travelling with his band, so he was in a massive big coach, and we went out and we took photos with him. He is massive. He's a tank.
Yeah.
He's absolutely huge, but he was lovely.
So hang on a minute.
Is that what are the chances? Is that
No,
just
it's
a
not.
great
That's a
dinner
celebrity
party
story.
Well, have you met Steven Seagal, Kate? No,
Maybe
you
I
haven't.
have. Maybe
Tommy,
he's been in the Impreza
do you wanna-
fits.
do you
That's
wanna
my
give the-
celebrity scene.
Do you want to give the girls on the phone a bit of a heads up about what this segment is? And
mate.
second to that, when you've done that, Tom, if
Yeah.
you could find some music by
that's
Steven Seagal's band.
I know, yeah, no. And he brought out an energy drink for a while there as well.
he?
He's a bit of a loser. He's best mates with Putin.
He's
Oh
huge.
yes, there were some videos floating around of him.
He's pro-Russia. He's agreeing with everything
God.
Putin's doing at the moment, and Steven Seagal's had to go into hiding.
Tommy, don't play any of his music.
Well, it's hard to pick a winner today.
Oh,
Kate.
sorry. Yes, we're doing that,
It's not the listener, Tom. I know that much.
The first one was quite good. What's up around it?
Yeah, okay, let's go with Gabby.
Gabby!
Oh my God! Thanks, guys.
Surrounded by poles, Gab. That has got you a family pass to Sydney Zoo, bottle of Double Chin Gin. We'll throw in some merch as well. All yours, Gabs.
Oh wow! You guys have made my day.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
Hey, that's a secret. Podcast password.
If you want to get your hands on stacks of great prizes, just head over to our Instagram stories at Fitzy Whipper Kate and enter this password. Today's password is
Duck.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Our publicist has just sent us through. Whipper, you know you're on the Maily Dale yesterday.
What for?
Oh, you really made it.
No, for radio host Michael Whipper Whitfley is busted sleeping on the job. Nothing like an ad break snooze.
Do you know what? The amount of interesting stuff that we would do on this show, and the Maily Dale won't run it. A bloke puts his feet up
I know.
for 30
Oh,
seconds.
They're against us, and then the people who get on and write a comment.
Oh, don't read the comments. That is a very slippery slope.
How can he not be focused on his work?
I can't believe 3 hours a day.
Oh, fat slob. Wake up,
Actually,
piggy.
sorry about that. It took me ages to write that one.
Ryan from Balmain.
Can we talk about Brad Pitt quickly?
Please.
It feels as though it's been going on for a very long time now. The divorce battle between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it just drags on and on,
It's
doesn't it?
toxic, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know which team you're on. Do we have to pick a team?
You naturally do, don't you? You form an opinion very quickly. I'm Team Brad.
Are you?
Yeah.
Who are you on?
Yeah, but see, I jumped from Amber Heard to Johnny Depp. I was back and forth with that one as well. It's a tough one. I don't know.
No, I
I don't want
know.
to get involved, and my therapist said don't get involved.
I think I quite like Angelina Jolie, and because I think she stays out of the press a little more, and Brad Pitt has this wonderful kind of charming reputation to uphold. I think we've just seen him filming his new film
yes.
in the pits,
In the pit lane, yeah.
in the pits about Formula One.
Yes.
That's my sport chat for
Yeah,
today.
well
But it's. I just wanted to talk quickly about the fact that now what's being brought up in this battle is that people are scoffing, I'm guessing Angelina, about the fact that Brad thinks he's a bit of a winemaker.
Oh, okay.
So they're fighting over the chateau and the vineyard that they apparently owned together.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's out of those two? Who's looking after the grapes? Come on.
None of them.
Well, but I think Brad really claimed to, and I
Yes.
think that's why he's saying it should belong to him.
me, yeah.
And so the quotes are things like, Pitt is an actor, not a winemaker. It scoffs, is what the quote is. He deals in illusions, not dirt and grapes. During the years that he allegedly built the business, he filmed and appeared in dozens of movies, not to mention making countless promotional appearances, jet-setting around the world for movie premieres and attending Hollywood parties. But he wasn't there.
I don't know what to believe.
In the trenches.
Kate, you know what, though? Thinking about it, great marketing idea. He has his own picture as. Let's just say picture as. It gets better with age.
Oh, do you know what?
Just like him.
Can I throw something out there,
It's a
Fitzy?
no-brainer.
On holidays, lying next to my wife on a banana lounge, she said, "How does Brad Pitt look better and better every year?"
I think he's starting to have some. Have you seen?
And I
his
said, "Honey,
latest?
can you start to Google how Brad is looking like that at the age of 60? And you're spot on, Kate. They're talking about having some work done. They're talking about human growth hormones and a whole list of things that Brad is now into to make Brad look like Brad of 20 years ago.
I don't think Brad's really into his looks, though. I don't think he can.
Are you serious?
Nah, come on. I mean, he's always had great
built a career on it.
His Yogi Bear's been amazing. His hair always has been. But you know what? I think
His
actors, you get to a point that you start picking up roles as an elderly actor, and he's doing that now.
He's not doing that.
Elderly.
No, he's not. He's not moving into sort of a Robert Redford territory.
But he
without a
but he
doubt.
may be
Is he
if
still
he's
alive,
actually
Robert
that
Redford?
age.
No, I think
Yes, I would
Paul
say he
Newman's
is.
gone, yeah.
I think he is. Anyway, I just thought it was a bit kind of awkward and ouchy saying, "Come on, Brad, mate, you might be a lot of things, but you're not a winemaker."
What about old mate whose son was here? Clint Eastwood, is he still alive? He's still alive, isn't he?
Absolutely.
And he's still doing films?
Scott Eastwood, I don't think he's as good an actor as his dad. Didn't Brad buy the Did Brad write the
Buy the rights?
buy the rights to The Teacher's Pet?
Really?
And then there was rumours that Chris Hemsworth wanted to be involved.
That's right.
Hugh Jackman wanted to be brothers. That's the Dawson
Are
brothers.
they making that?
Well, someone will at some stage. It was
here's-
such a popular podcast.
Here's the other one, seeing the latest Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I've been to see it.
With
Is it good?
Harrison.
Harrison Ford. It's not bad, yeah. But it's amazing to see. He's now 80.
Yeah.
Is he still doing the stunts and running around?
He's running, yeah, but he's running like an 80-year-old.
But was it?
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.